the most feared mythical creature of the Philippines. Aswang is an umbrella term for various shape-shifting evil creatures in Filipino folklore, such as vampires, ghouls, witches, viscera suckers, and were-beasts, usually dogs, cats, pigs. The Aswang is the subject of a wide variety of myths, stories, arts, and films, as it is well known throughout the Philippines. Spanish colonists noted that the Aswang was the most feared among the mythical creatures of the Philippines, even in the 16th century. Although with no specific motive other than harming others, their behavior can be interpreted as an inversion of the traditional Filipinos' values. The Aswang is especially popular in southern parts of Luzon, and some parts of Mindanao and Visayas, especially the Visayan province of Capiz.
The 5 types of Aswang.
The vampire. The vampire Aswang disguises itself in the shape of a beautiful woman. It shares its diet of blood with vampires of Western cultures. However, it differs by sucking blood using a proboscis-like tongue, rather than sharpened teeth. Furthermore, vampire Aswang do not live in tombs. Some live in forests far from human communities, but the vampire Aswang can infiltrate human society by means of marrying into a community, and either slowly draining their husband blood, or else using it strictly as a hideout and leaving at night to raid other villages, thereby keeping their cover intact. One example of a vampire Aswang is the Tagalog Manduragu, said to live in the region of Capiz. The viscera sucker. The viscera sucker, also known as manananggal, is said to have a diet of internal organs, or the phlegmatic discharge of the sick. Like the vampire Aswang, it consumes its food with its tongue, narrow and tubular, but not pointed like the vampire. By day, it takes the shape of an attractive, light-skinned, and long-haired woman. By night, it grows wings and segments itself, leaving behind its body from the waist downwards. It takes great care to hide its lower half, then flies in searches for victims. It is particularly attracted to the fetuses growing inside pregnant women. Viscera suckers are said to live in domiciles deep in the jungle, if not the trees themselves. But like the vampire Aswang, most infiltrate human communities via marriage. The were-dog. Though the creature does not necessarily transform into a dog. Reasons that the were-creature of a given region is named after their most ferocious creature. As such, for example, Europe has werewolves, India has were-tigers, Africa has were-leopards, and Russia has were-bears. The Philippines has no indigenous wolf population, thus making were-dog the more appropriate term. Like the previous Aswang, the were-dog infiltrates villages and turns into a creature by night, around midnight. The creature is most commonly a dog, but a cat or pig is also possible. The were-dog then kills and eats people, particularly pregnant women on the road in the night, and do not let their long hair hang loose. Doing so is said to protect against these Aswang. The were-dog is said to develop a taste for human flesh by eating food spat on, or licked, by another were-dog. The same is said of the viscera sucker. Unlike the previous Aswang, the were-dog does not infiltrate human communities through marriage, but as a traveler of some sort, such as a peddler or a construction laborer. The ghoul. Ghoul Aswang are described as humanoid but generally hidden. Their diet consists of human corpses. They are carrion eaters. Their nails and teeth are sharp and strong to help with the theft and consumption of the corpses. Their diet makes them smell rank and pungent. They gather in trees near cemeteries to exhume and consume the fresh burials. The witch. Witch Aswang are characterized by extreme vindictiveness, laying curses upon those who have crossed her by making certain objects, such as rice, bones, or insects, come out of the bodily orifices of the cursed. Witches have eyes that reflect images upside down, as well as elongated irises. They live in the outskirts of towns and villages. Witches in the Philippines are feared, avoided and hated. Witches can become aswang only if they have certain qualities that follow an aswang already. Then they can become an aswang, and by doing so their powers become stronger than the other witches as well. If an aswang is caught, they are to be immediately killed without question. Though with witches there is just complete avoidance by the people, and people around them regard them with fear. Though if an incident were to happen near the witch's residence, then there is reason to turn to the witch to blame and punish. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe in my channel.